made some plays. He looks pretty good. Yeah.
Just your thoughts on him?
I thought it was good. I mean, moved the ball. First drive down the field was really efficient, and I thought commanded things well. Needed to score there.
Yeah.
You know, we went for it on fourth down. I wanted to go for a touchdown there. I wasn't settling for the field goal. We're going to be in some situations this year where if we don't get touchdowns and opportunity, that type of opportunity, we won't win games. So I thought he looked good. You know, we'll kind of evaluate off of what we see on tape tomorrow. We'll come in and watch that. You're good, man. Don't worry. I'm not going to chew your ass like I do the players. Right? So,
not used to these night things.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry.
Nobody, everybody knows not to call me in the morning.
But no, I thought he did some good things.
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, he's got some comfortability back there that's maybe ahead of the learning curve of a redshirt freshman. And, you know, I think he had the luxury of watching Michael Pratt. Like, that's a pretty easy guy to emulate and follow. And I wasn't around Pratt. I've got to know Pratt well, and I think he probably rubbed off some things on him. But you still see his youth at times, you know. But all three guys that got the main action, there's some good, there's some not so good in there we got to fix. But we got to finish drives. That's the most frustrating thing tonight. Is just offense was effective early, just finish the drive. But I like some things we saw.
You talked a lot about, you know, it's the two guys and then Mensa, but you're not just blowing smoke with it. But you finally seen him with the ones. And you know, what was the moment that said, okay, I got to put him in with the ones, see how he looks with them?
You know, candidly, there were some moments in the spring, you know, where I was where he flashed. I mean, y'all probably remember me mentioning him, and y'all probably thought, yeah, whatever, right? But I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to be honest and upfront. And in the spring, I saw him kind of flash. And then when he got put in some of those situations in the spring, you know, I was like, we elevated him a couple times then, and I was like, okay. And we wanted to roll through. And I think, you know, our first Wednesday practice over at the Saints 2 weeks ago from yesterday, he had a practice where I was kind of like, all right, he's got something. And I think he's just kind of continued to grow. So I'm not sure, like, you know, everybody's going to want to know when we're going to make a call. Like, I get it. I might make a call the day before the game. Like, I might make it public the night of the game. I don't know. I don't know what it benefits us to tell everybody. You know, not trying to be a jerk or anything. I don't know how it helps us to let everybody in the country know who we're going to play quarterback. I'm not really worried about hiding it either. I mean, but we'll see. We could play two guys in game one. I don't know yet. Like, we're going to watch this tape. We still have one more week before we're fully into game mode. The way we operate, the way I operate, we give each game its due respect. We get ready for a game week. So we'll do some things that are driven for game one next week. Next week, tomorrow, we start mock game week, which means tomorrow in our world is Sunday, because Thursday is really the Saturday for the next 2 weeks. And so we'll work. Tomorrow is a Sunday, which means the players come in and check in the training room and see how they're feeling. We'll do a little team activity tomorrow night that's got nothing to do with football. That we'll have a little fun and get out of the building. And these guys have worked really hard for three straight weeks, and so they deserve a little bit of a reprieve from maybe the meetings and the heat. And then Saturday is Monday's practice. Sunday is Tuesday's practice. Monday is so forth and so on. So we'll see where it goes.
How much has he, you know, made his case for you, or how much of a step was this in the direction for Mensa to convince you of that?
He's made a lot of steps. You know, I think the fact he went with the ones tonight and the start of training camp, in my mind, it really kind of was back to being a two-guy race, and he's just kind of elevated throughout camp. You know, and so we're in a good spot there. We're in a tough spot there. I like our guys, but you only get to play one at a time. It's not like playing running back or rush in where you're going to roll guys in. One guy gets the ball.
You got to operate behind your full offensive line there for a little while too.
Yeah, for a little bit.
To see that.
I felt better back there. I'm not playing quarterback. Yeah, I mean, look, I think we had the full complement of our players in the O-line. Rod, right tackle, has played a lot of snaps here. Rim at right guard has played a lot of snaps here. Vinny at center has been a 2-year starter the last 2 years in Western Kentucky. And left guard, Shadre, played significant time last year, and I think has got a very bright future. And then Derek Graham has played a lot of football as well with us at Troy. And so that group, when they're together, you feel it. What's been great with some of that absence is I think you've seen Caleb Thomas play center and can also play guard. I think Caleb's going to be a really he's a solid player. He's played over 1,000 collegiate snaps, so it's nice to have him there that can play center and guard. Landry Cannon's gotten better in some of the absence. Darion Reed has improved at tackle. Reese Baker at tackle will probably not get enough attention. He's a true freshman and looks like a big-time player. Like he's got a bright future, I think, too. So feels good to have those guys back. The other youngster that's really, I thought, flashed at times this training camp is Elijah Baker, the freshman from Hattiesburg. We got him committed after I took the job, and I think Dan had evaluated him in camp the summer of 23 and really liked him, and I had seen him before too. And so we flipped him when we got here, and I think he's going to be a good football player. So, but it felt good to have the ones back out there for sure.
Jamari McClure fumbled again, but he also made a lot of big plays. How do you juxtapose those two things?
Yeah, he's crazy like a fox. You cannot deny when the ball is in his hands, something's going to happen, like pretty explosive. He's physical. I'll never forget, for as long as I live, I played an inside run down here a couple weeks ago, and I'm not going to name the name to help our defensive player out. They got it knocked down, but there was a grown man collision in an inside run period, and Jamari, I don't even think realized he was running into anybody until it happened, and the defensive player, that's a defensive lineman, it's much bigger than him, he got buckled and fell to the ground. Jamari has got great power. He can really run. I mean, he's a 10-400 guy. Like, that's not it's not Olympic fast, but it's pretty daggone fast, And so he can really run. He's got pretty good ball skills. You see some freshman things at times. He's just a young player. I could see him playing this year for us and having a package. The whole offense is a lot to chew on for a kid like that. Protections is a lot in college football compared to maybe what he's used to. But the player's in there. You can see the player. And I like what we got in him. We just got to help grow him and mature him as fast as we can.
The defense didn't allow a touchdown until the last play with the backups. What were your impressions?
I thought they bowed their neck well. Like I said, the offense moved the ball really efficiently in that first drive with Vince. I think it was a 13-play drive. I got my notes in my pocket, but I think it was a 13-play drive where we got down to the goal line and didn't score. So I thought the defense responded to maybe giving up some conversions there and kept them out of the end zone. And then once we got to the 4-minute period, the 2-minute period, the defense definitely got the better end of that stick. But the early part of the scrimmage, I thought the offense was doing some good things. It was just finishing drives.
You had mentioned earlier that maybe at the end of the scrimmage, Deshaun Batiste had a lot of talent, but was raw. He made some plays tonight. How much has he developed?
Yeah, he's coming on. Our D-line group, I think, has a chance to be really deep. When the ones roll out, Aiden will be back probably middle of this week. I would say Friday at the latest, but probably Wednesday he'll start to do some football activities, some individual and stuff. So he's going to be fine by game one. He's moving around great. But when you put the ones out there, you talk about Aiden, Pat, and Hicks. I think those are all three like legitimate frontline, all-conference type players. And then behind them is what's been impressive is Coach Wilk has done a great job growing that group. Adonis has had a great camp. Deshaun Batiste is coming on. Gerard Henderson has really flashed. You brought that up earlier this week. G has really had a good camp. There's a lot of guys in that room that give you hope for the depth that we can play with there and maybe play 8-9 guys.
Devine Carter, is that a significant injury?
It's a medial ankle sprain. I'm not a doctor, but sometimes guys come back in a day or two from those. Sometimes it's hit or miss, not a high. Okay. So it's really a little bit of a pain tolerance, pain threshold deal where he's got a little bit of swelling, but he could be back really quickly or it could linger. Everybody's kind of different how they respond to those, but it's not a ligament, it's not a fracture. We went and did all the images. He's got nothing really serious in there.
I have to ask one more question for a colleague, and if the phone ringing didn't ask, this first story he's writing. If you guys were to make the college football playoff and get a home game, as one of the top 8, 5 to 8, the NCAA allows the school to determine where they play the game. Did you expect to play that game on this field? I know that's not exactly on your top 100 list of priorities right now.
I love you. I just want to beat Southeastern Louisiana. Well, after watching the scrimmage tonight, I want to play the college football playoff too. But after watching our scrimmage tonight, I just want to win the first game we play.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah. That it?
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach.
Appreciate you. See y'all.